Hello students. Today we are going to revise some structures related to the previous units. First, let me ask you a question. What's your favorite holiday destination? Rome, Paris, or London? It may be a place you have already been to, or a place in your bucket list. I've always wanted to visit Brazil. How about you? Now let's start with some important words about tourism that you have learned in Unit 7.
Amphitheater. Ancient. Architecture. Attraction. Attractive. Beach. Bed and breakfast hotel. Bridge. Bungalow. Castle. Climate. Countryside. Cruise holiday. Destination. Discover. Dormitory. East. Enjoy. Fountain. Historic site. Island. Lake. Mosque. Museum. North. Palace. Pottery. Resort. Respect. Rural. Seaside. Sightseeing. South. Souvenir. Spectator. Square. Storm. Taste. Traditional. Village.
And this was the last one. Now let's use some of these words and some more related to the title tourism. In this exercise, we are going to read the sentences and complete with some of the words. Number 1. You can see wild animals there. It is National Park. You can have a holiday here. Where? Resort. This is large and strong building with towers and walls. It is castle. Number 4. You can cross the river on this. What do you think? Bridge. Correct. Number 5. This is a house of kings, queens, and sultans. And it is palace. Number 6. You can see a play there. It is amphitheater. Number 7. This is in the center of a town. There are buildings around it. What could it be? Square. Like Taksim Square in Istanbul. Number 8. You can see a religious statue here. Temple. Number 9. This large hall is usually dark, so you need a torch. And it's a cave. Let's look at the next exercise. In this exercise, we need to complete a dialogue with question sentences. As you can see, Tom is asking these questions and obviously Betty is answering them. So the key points are always Betty's answers. We are going to use these questions to complete Tom's. So in the first one, Betty says, I'm going to go to Istanbul. You know, there are lots of tourist attractions and historic places to visit in this fascinating city. So the question is, what are you going to do this summer? You can see the whole sentence here, but it is, what are you going to do this summer? Let's look at the next one. On here, Betty says, no, 2 of my friends are going to come with me. Let's look at the question. Are you going to go alone? Let's move to the next one. Betty says, on July 15th. So the question should be, when are you going to go? On the next one, Betty answers, only a week. I think that's enough to explore the city. The question is, how long are you going to stay? Let's move to the next one and let's see what Betty says. We are going to visit the Ayasofya Museum, the Topkapı Palace, the Blue Mosque, and we are going to do the shopping in the Grand Bazaar. Let's look at the question. Which places are you going to visit? It makes sense. Let's look at the last one. Betty says, at an all-inclusive hotel. The question is, where are you going to stay? Now, we are going to focus on a grammar point, the present perfect tense. You can see all forms of the sentence in the grammar box here. Please follow the rules with me while I read the uses of the present perfect tense. We use the present perfect tense to describe past actions, which have a relation to the present. Let's look at the examples. John has been to many countries. Have you ever tried scuba diving? In here, we have two time expression words, ever and never. If you notice, we use ever in questions, such as, have you ever ridden a camel? And we use never in regular sentences, such as, I've never swum with dolphins. Now, in this exercise, let's try to write some questions in the present perfect tense. We are going to follow the pictures order. Let's start with number 1. If you look at the picture, it will make sense. Have you ever eaten sushi? Picture number 2. Have you ever tried skiing? Next one. Have you ever flown in a helicopter? Let's look at the picture number 4. Have you ever visited a museum? Picture number 5. Have you ever had a boat trip? In picture number 6, there's a camel, so we can ask, have you ever ridden a camel? And in the picture 7, have you ever seen a palace? Now let's move to the next exercise. In this exercise, Betty wrote a letter to Anna. Let's have Betty to choose the correct tense in her letter. Before starting, I want to show you the time expressions that will help us choose between past simple and present perfect. In the first sentence, the time guide is before. Let's look at the second sentence. Please find the time guide with me. Yes, you are correct. It is 2 days ago. In the third sentence, the time expression is on the first day. And let's look at the fourth sentence. The time guide is yesterday. The fifth sentence has ever in it. And the last sentence has last summer as a time guide. Let's start reading now. Hi Anna. Greetings from Cairo, Egypt. I've never seen such a splendid city before. I'm here with my friends Amy and Susan. We are staying at a lovely guest house in the city center. The weather is hot and sunny. We came here 2 days ago. On the first day, we were on a jeep safari in the desert and rode a camel. It was so entertaining. Yesterday, Amy and Susan flew over Cairo in a helicopter. But I didn't go with them because I'm afraid of height. I prefer water sports to sky sports. Tomorrow, we are going to Soma Bay. We are going to go windsurfing. Have you ever tried it? Well, I tried it last summer and liked it. It's one of the most challenging sports I've ever tried. I'm very excited and I can't wait to go again. Bye for now, Betty. Now, we helped Betty to write her letter. Now, let's revise some words in exercise 7. Let's see the answers and talk about them. Number 1. The Eiffel Tower is a famous landmark in Paris. What's a landmark? Well, it's a feature of a town or city that helps you identify a location. Number 2. Have you ever stayed in an all-inclusive hotel? It makes sense because you can't ride a hotel. Number 3. There are lots of tourist attractions in London. What does attraction mean? It's a must-see place in a town or city. Number 4. Safranbolu is famous for its authentic houses. Have you ever been to Safranbolu? Those houses are really gorgeous. Question number 5. Did you buy a souvenir for me? What's a souvenir? Well, it's a gift that you buy for your loved ones when you go on a holiday. Let's look at the number 6. Istanbul is an attractive holiday destination with its history and cultural wealth. What's a destination? It's the place to which someone is going. Now, let's read a text about Bursa. In this exercise, we will find a suitable title for each paragraph. Let's start. Paragraph number 1. Bursa is one of the most important cities in the Marmara region in Turkey. It is located in the northwest of Anatolian Peninsula and the southeast of the Marmara Sea. Bursa is an attractive city with a lot of natural and historic sites. This paragraph is about general information. Paragraph 2. There are a lot of religious monuments and tombs, such as the Green Mosque, the Grand Mosque, the tombs of Osman Gazi and Orhan Gazi in Bursa. You can also visit Bursa Castle and İSTEK Castle. The most important peak in Bursa is Uludağ. It's a ski resort and a national park. Let's see what this paragraph is about. Tourist attractions. Let's move to the paragraph number 3. In Bursa, summers are hot and sunny and winters are cold and snowy. If you want to go to a ski resort, the best time to visit Bursa is during winter. But for a sightseeing holiday, you should go there in summer. This paragraph is about climate. Paragraph number 4. If you are visiting Bursa, you don't need to worry about where to stay, because there are a lot of different accommodation choices. You can stay at 5-star hotels or just bed and breakfasts. And this paragraph is about accommodation. Let's look at the last paragraph. Delicious Iskender kebab, Kemal Pasha dessert, and chestnut candies are very popular in Bursa. Don't leave the city without trying them. The last paragraph tells us about dishes. Now, I hope you are more familiar with this unit now. I'd like you to write a paragraph about famous tourist attractions in Turkey. This will be your assignment. Thank you for listening and see you in the next lesson.